Yo, 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 yo. Merry Christmas Eve. Why am I dead? Okay. Yeah, let's go let's start with that. So, here I am, level 48 on my mage. Been playing him, trying to get to level 60. And then so I can make a new character. But I'm getting really confident. I'm soloing everything. I'm soloing every elite quest, one-shotting everything. I have the bright idea at level 48 to go try to fight my Zoth in Stranglethorn. He's a 46 elite, and he has two people with him. So I'm thinking I'll try to sheep him, kill the two people with him. He becomes unsheeped. Before I'm literally about to cast the sheep. He casts one Frostbolt volley, and that volley hit me for 700 damage, and I just died. It was a pathetic end to my character's existence. Let me turn this down a little bit. An absolute pathetic end. So we're going to make a new character, and we're going to do my idea of where I'm going to just need on everything. I don't think it's going to be an issue because what I don't want to do is on Christmas, let's say I stream tomorrow, which I'm planning on doing for at least a while. I don't want to need like Smite's hammer from somebody in the Dead Mines or something like that, but I shouldn't get to that level. So it should be fine on Christmas, right? That'd be terrible. But yeah, we're going to make a character where we need everything. And I'm debating on if I should make it like a hunter, because hunters can use most things, and then I just wouldn't need on like plate once I got to level 40. If I got to level 40, I should say, I would just need on like plate stuff, or I would not need on plate. So hunter's definitely a play. The other thing would be to play like a warrior or a paladin, and that way that I can use technically everything, because at least I can put it on, right? So I'm debating on what to do for that. So let's make the new character first. I want to be. We'll stick with Alliance. Cannot be a hunter. See, like it wouldn't make sense really to be like a cloth, because then I'd just be griefing everybody. So it's got to be hunter, paladin, or warrior for sure. I don't really want to play a night elf. I'm also not going to do self-found because if I feel really bad about like a green somebody needs, I might like trade it to them or something. But I still want to like play it out like I'm needing everything. So I'm probably going to be a dwarf. A dwarf hunter. Oh, we've been disconnected for some reason. I sat at the screen too long. I don't know why hardcore does that. Okay. Dwarf hunter. Let's see. I'm debating on doing I'm gonna need that or let me get that. Let me get that. I wonder if that'll be taken or not. Let's see. Bright orange. Let's try let me get that. That way it doesn't my name doesn't like say that I'm gonna need it before they even know. And the whole point of this is like, because people care so much about loot in Classic. It's crazy. And it always bugs me. So I'm just going to be like this loot ninja guy. Let me get that. Oh, it's not taken. Okay. We'll roll with that. Oh, it is taken. Let me get that. Okay, let's try. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. Okay, that's not taken. That was my initial thing too. I'm gonna need that. All right, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Did they ever fix Templar being bugged on the beta? So yeah, um, they fixed the. Well, there still are bugs, but they fixed the main one that I talk about a lot. So they fixed the one where your Divine Toll gives you a free, not free, but an extra Hammer of Light. That is fixed. So it's perfectly reasonable to test Templar now because you're not like completely just, you know, bugging your damage really high by taking advantage of that bug. So I think there still are other bugs, but not as game breaking as that one. So that was the big one. Unless you know of another one that you're asking about, you can ask specifically. But that was the big bug that and it did get fixed.
The stoic dwarves of Ironforge spent countless generations mining treasures from deep within the earth. Hidden within their impregnable stronghold of Ironforge Mountain, they rarely ventured beyond the wintry peaks of Dulmora. Recently, however, the dwarves
They've encountered a series of ruins.
Driven to discover the truth about his people's fabled origins, the great king Magni Bronzebeard ordered that the dwarves
right now it's hard to say, man, because we're still a little ways away from March. But right now I'd say Harold's a little bit better. It's close, so especially single target, it's really close. But hopefully it's just going to be a thing where both of them are playable and for certain things, right? That's kind of what I'm hoping for. That's what I hoped for in the War Within, and we didn't get that. But I'm kind of hoping that we get, okay, this is good for this is good for that, and maybe we can play both of them. But right now, Harold's probably a little bit better. Very small in single target, but maybe a little bit more better for Mythic Plus. Now, there's also caveats to that because Empyrean Hammer isn't AoE capped. So if you do really, really big pulls, you know, you technically might get ahead with Templar. But Herald's really good at like 8 pull. Like if you're pulling like 8 to 10 mobs or something, Herald's really, really good at that. So, and that's a lot more standard in Mythic Plus than doing big MDI pulls. But we'll see. Yeah, that's what I always wanted. That was always my vision. Herald for Mythic. You know, one thing they could do too is they could just completely they increase the cap on the I can't remember what the ability is actually called. The Sun's Avatar, I believe. The lines that go through you or out of you. They increase the cap on that from 5 to 8. But I always thought that should just be an uncapped thing. I think that would just naturally. And then when you wanted the tune Herald or Ret to be better, you could just increase the damage of that, and it's just like this uncapped, you know, burning beam of light, and it's like super class fantasy, and it kind of makes a lot of people happy at the same time, you know, except for the people that just hate Herald, which is pretty much the Ret Discord. But I gotta remember how to play a hunter. I guess we need water and food. Okay. That. Also, before we get started, I wanted to share too. I actually did grab my AOTC last night. It was very similar to my other experience, except for people just kind of stayed in the group longer. Oh, I shouldn't need that. I'll put that there in case I do. Okay. So I joined a group for AOTC. It ended up being a Spanish-speaking guild from Storm Rage. So I was like a little surprised. It was a Storm Rage guild, but they were Spanish-speaking. There were like 10 of them. They were very moderately geared. So these people, I thought it was actually kind of interesting. They had basically only heroic raid gear on. So like they didn't do delves. They didn't do anything to get any kind of mythic crests or gilded crests or whatever. So they had nothing like crafted at high eye level either. It was all heroic gear. Not even all of it was fully upgraded, which I thought was really weird because like you could do like low level mythics and stuff, or mythic pluses and stuff. So they didn't do anything other than heroic raid, which I thought was pretty novel, to be honest. So they weren't the best geared. But what made them different than the other group, I made a video about the, who are these raids for kind of video. They were only letting people join that had really high eye level. So it was like 8 to 10 of their guild, and then it was like 8 pretty high eye level people like myself. And so it was a little bit better. Like it was a little bit more consistent because of that. And we had gotten to phase 3 a few times. Now I did have to step in and tell the tanks what they were doing wrong in phase 3. Somebody left, another rep paladin actually just left the group in anger after a couple wipes in phase 3, telling them tanks that they're killing us. But I just went ahead. We wiped to it like one more time. No, I just have bad luck. That's all. I just have bad luck, and I didn't have AOTC already. So if they say you must have AOTC to join, they won't invite me usually. I've tried to put in before, hey, I have 13 cutting edges. My guild, I literally put in the little note. I say 13 cutting edges, guild stopped raiding, and whatever. But no, I just happened to join these groups that are progging it. And so I told them what they were doing wrong. Like I didn't know how well they could speak English or whatever, so I like linked the abilities from the dungeon journal that they were doing wrong. It was basically the tanks wiping us, and I just kind of linked it to them. And the tank killed about half the raid with the again, but there were still enough of us alive, and we didn't lose half the raid until the boss was already like sub 30%. I did do a really clutch lay on hands. I noticed a feral druid in our group was doing the highest DPS, and he was about to die from lines. He took too many like lines without letting it fall off, and I did a clutch lay on hands on him to save him. And then me, him, and some of the other high eye level people were able to do enough DPS at the end to get the OTC off. About probably like 8 to 10 of us alive at the end, out of like the 18 or so that were in the group. So it was interesting. It still took over an hour. It took like an hour, 10 minutes of prog, but they got it done, and it was fine. So now that I've seen the entire fight on heroic, what I can say is that the intermission phase is nerfed by gear, and the final phase is nerfed by gear because you don't have to do as many mechanics. It's really just that first phase, and so I expect to see. Hold on, I'm gonna read that Kaiveza thing. I love Kaiveza. But the first phase, I expect to be pretty heavily nerfed when the Blizz comes back in January or whatever, like after Christmas and stuff. I think the first phase orbs is really the issue, and I don't know. I think I just expect the damage taken to be nerfed in phase 1 of heroic, because I don't think it scales well with gear. I finally got around to doing question mark Kaiveza yesterday. I did it in like 2 pulls. I hadn't tried it since the first week, and there's nothing to do. My lowest that week was 28%. Well, if you also play Ret, which it sounds like you do by your Herald question earlier, yeah, it was very hard early. Our damage was very, very low. like one of the worst damage single target damages, and so it was really rough to do early as rat. It took, I mean, my kill fight was a really long one. I can't remember how long it was for that. It was rough to say the least. So yeah, 28%. Honestly, on other specs, you might have killed it. So on certain specs, you might have killed it if you got the 28%. Yeah, I wanted to share my little AOCC story because I did. A lot of people were interested in that video I did, and I did get it. Obviously, I knew I would get it. I'm a cutting edge raider, right? Like if I had to, I could put together a group myself that required high item level, but you know, I kind of wanted to do it a little bit more naturally. Yeah, it was really rough on Rat. I saw some kill timers because I was looking for other people for inspiration, not inspiration, but like just to see how they were doing it. And I had found one other Rat that did it, like on that posted a video for it at least. Obviously, probably more than one did it before me, but posted a video for it. And once I saw his kill time, I'm like, oh, okay. I just need to. It's nothing I'm doing. It's just it takes a long time. Like I just have to plan to survive that long. But then I found some other ones like a DK, a Demon Hunter, one that was literally minutes faster. So oh. Yeah, so I can't remember if it's. I think they changed it to like the first 10,000 or something like that. I have to imagine I'll get. I hopefully can get that. It's going to depend though because I don't think it's going to be class based. So you're really going to want your spec or class to be very strong at the start of the expansion, so you can get that if that's something you want to get. If honestly, if Ret's as bad as it was at the beginning of the War Within, I don't know if it'll be gettable on Ret. If they make it for each spec, which I don't think they're going to, then I know I would get it, but that'll definitely be a challenge that I'm trying to do at the beginning of the expansion. I don't believe it's testable. I think when you try to go there on the beta, it says like you got to turn back or something like that, unless they've changed that. I hope it's not testable because I don't know. I think that'll take some of the luster away from that first week thing. But I'm pretty sure when you try to go there, it says you can't. It's one of the things I'm most looking forward to at the start of the expansion, though, is to go in there and get that done. And it was so fun. Even the other Kai Vez was obviously the most fun one, in my opinion. But even the other ones were fun. And it was a really cool thing that they added in the game. I thought the first one was pretty good. Honestly, the one that I liked the least was probably the robot in Season 2. With all the bombs and stuff. It was really unfriendly to melee. Yep, same here. It was very melee unfriendly. Once I figured it out, it was like, okay. But it just was not... It wasn't super intuitive. And even when I got it down, I mean, it was a lot of, like, really heavy dodging and stuff I was doing. I also didn't realize, like, how many people like that stuff. Like, it's super popular. Like, I can tell when things are super popular because, you know, my YouTube channel is not that big. So if like something really pops off, it's because it's super popular usually. And so those solo fights are extremely popular. That a lot of people are into them. A lot of those things are. So like another one I would have guessed is as popular as it is was like the return of the horrific visions. People love that. That tells me they need to make more solo stuff. Sunday when I ended stream, we went and did this Christmas lights, and it was so busy. It ended up not being as enjoyable as previous times we went. There was like thousands of cars, and I live in a area that only has thousands of people. It was like everybody was there. I had Perfect Vision stuff engraved in my soul. I used to sell runs. Okay, yeah. I mean, I remembered them pretty well too because I made guides for it back in BFA, and so I knew it pretty well already. And obviously, I made a new guide for it as well. But I like them too. I like all that stuff. I wish there was more of it. A thing I always bring up that a lot of people either forgot about or just don't even know about was the deaths of Chromie in Legion. A lot of people didn't really do it. It was like this optional content, and it didn't really give you any real rewards. But it was kind of like the precursor to Torghast, the precursor to any of the solo stuff, really. Um, and it was really fun, and it was pure fun because it like didn't even have rewards tied to it, so they didn't have to like make it weird in any way, like any weird gameplay loops. But I really loved that, and ever since that, I was really most people didn't do it. It was very fun. Most people did not do it. I made a really nice guide on it, and you know, it especially for the time, it got views and stuff, but it was like nothing compared to like the more recent solo stuff. But it was very fun. That's when I was like, okay, I really like solo content. And then of course we had the Mage Tower stuff as well, Legion. So Legion really brought a lot of that in. The new Brawlers Guild, yeah, it's actually pretty good. If you're max geared, it'll probably be a little bit easy. But if you're not, even if you're like you were in like a lot of heroic gear, it's actually a decent challenge. And people without any gear are having a real hard time with it. I don't really need to track bees. Oh yeah. So if you're maxed out, it'll probably be pretty easy. I would just suggest not even looking at a guide though, because then you'll at least as long as you're okay wiping a couple times, because you'll have to like figure out what to do or whatever. If you're maxed out, you'll probably wipe a couple times. If you're not maxed, if somebody's not maxed out, you're probably gonna wipe a lot of times. Can you learn skinning here? I don't even know. But the Brawlers Guild's another example of that, and I guess that's like their first real foray into solo content. They make that a little bit easier, of course. I think that's, you know, it's supposed to be a little bit for fun, but it's actually, you know, if you have like 700 eye level, it's gonna be pretty dang hard. Yeah, man, I have some thoughts on that. This is a good time to share them, I guess. So the Dastardly Duos, it was such a good idea, man. But it's one of those things where they basically let some of they let some devs that don't normally work on that kind of stuff go with their idea, right? They had like an idea. They said, "Yeah, go for it, you know. We have time." Like that's how basically it got made. And honestly, it just needed some more. It needed more polish. It needed some like probably some guidance from a little bit more like from the raid team or something, right? So from some of the devs who work on the encounters stuff a little bit more, in my opinion, because it was like a very good, well meant thing, and it was really bad. It was meant to be like it had so much goodwill behind it. I didn't end up doing like any videos on it or anything because it was so unfun. I think just with a little bit of guidance from someone who normally does encounters, maybe it could have been a lot better. One thing I did see though is that they did try like on their internally or whatever, right? They did try like some new tech and stuff on it. So they did like accomplish something from it at least if they ever wanted to do something else similar. But yeah, one of the devs who worked on it's actually the dev that the NPC Nat Peggle is based on. They just did the. They did. Oh, well, actually, they did. Or wait, did they? Yeah, the Fell Cycle. The Fell Cycle was a really big event. I mean, it wasn't, and they still had the secret finding thing too. That was last year though. It was last year at the anniversary time, so literally a year ago. Year and a month or whatever. Unless, yeah, it has to be that, right? Because the NPC is still in Dornegal. The Fell Cycle, while it was super cool, was super limiting because you needed so many items to do it, and like any casual player was not going to be able to do it. That was my feedback to the dev who made it. Like, not that I know them, they just were accepting feedback publicly. It was too much stuff to get it all. I love all the secret finding stuff though. Another thing too with the Fell Cycle is like it kind of coincided a little bit with the horrific visions. So I think a lot of people were into the horrific visions, and kind of the Fell Cycle and the anniversary kind of went to the wayside a little bit. It wasn't direct correlate. It wasn't like direct overlap, but it was somewhat overlap. But a lot of the people who were watching like my guide videos for the Fell Cycle, about step 5, they're like, "Yeah, I'm out," because it was just too much. And I totally get it. You just need so many things, and if you didn't do it right when it came out, because like even I don't have a lot of the stuff I needed either. I had like 80-90% of it, but like I was just doing it while it was happening, so there was tons of other people there to do it. To like, a lot of them were like group. You could do it in a group or whatever, and so it was, easy if you did it right when it came out. But if you're watching a guide on it a month later, then you're just kind of have no chance.
What can I do for you? Keep your feet on the ground. Safe travel. Be good. You got my attention. See you soon.
Can you? I wonder if can you auto shoot while you're moving in this? No. Okay. That's pretty lame.
Great to meet you. Off with you. Safe travels. Off with you.
One other thing I noticed from doing the pugging heroic
See you soon.
is probably the biggest issue I see in the pugs that I was running. And this is very anecdotal, right? This is like a handful of pugs, so it could be completely wrong. But a lot of the healers struggled a lot, just in general.
What can I do for you? Watch your back. No. See you soon. How are ya?
This could be good.
Safe travels.
This just like stays on, right? Yeah, it's like a aura.
Well met. Be good.
I did a like a I just basically loaded a video from stream or whatever, kind of like a react, I guess. Not that that's what I would be known for or anything, but of class Discord stuff. And the very first comment I got, they ended up deleting it, but the very first comment I got was defending the Discord so badly and like freaking out that I criticized that I even like very briefly criticized the Rep Paladin Discord. And they were getting all heated and stuff. They did like 6 comments, but then they deleted it. That's crazy to me. What's we get here? Oh, right here. Ooh, an early red pouch. Nice. On my mage, I actually didn't get any drops of bags. I just made them myself with tailoring. Early red pouch, that's gotta be good. Man, there's something so satisfying about a hunter. I never was a big hunter player. I didn't make a hunter until I had like a twink hunter in BC, I think. But there's something satisfying about it. Man, these things are hurting me. Well, let's turn on our find treasure ability. Big Felix's chest. It's actually crazy that you have to click auto shot. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's an option. Cause I never did, but I didn't play in classic. I never played a hunter in classic. Can you search? Click. Interact on left click. Click to move. Shoot? No. Fire. Right click? No. Oh well. And they must have just added it later. That explains some of the hardcore death clips I've seen though, because I'm always like, why is the hunter not auto attacking? It's because they didn't press it. Let's pick that. Maybe I wonder if you start the fight with like Serpent Sting if it makes you auto attack. Maybe that's what I used to do. Like start with Arcane Shot or something. Let's test it out. Yep. You just have to start with a instant cast and you'll auto shoot. That's what I used to do. Let's say because I never pressed auto attack. Love this little no music. Oh, we got a chest over here. Da-da-da. His attack is called Weak Frostbolt. And I do not remember this guy taking this long to spawn. There he is. Did not kill him. Yeah, it's getting a little scary. Could have a very early death here. Oh, that spawned on me. Try to eat. Other thing I need to do is put stone form on. These in. We'll be close to 6. I usually like to be 6 before I leave, but should be fine.
What's on your mind? See you soon. Keep your feet on the ground.
Can I help you?
Can I help you?
Then.
What can I do for you? Safe travel. Hi.
Level 6.
Off with you.
Dirt. If I remember right, the ammo does more damage as it gets higher. Yeah, it adds damage per second. We'll buy some ammo.
Be good.
I'm gonna go ding quick so I can learn my spells.
Too far away. I'm out of range.
There we go.
What can I do for you?
Pain shot, hunter's mark, track beast.
See you soon.
I didn't want the guards to help me, but oh well. When I see this right here, this like little cutout with the brazier and the Ironforge stuff, it makes me think about my housing on. I almost want to make something like this when they have more dwarven type stuff. You could make something close to that now. Big crit. On Laurel. This is where I want to put my house. So I hope they one day open up a neighborhood thing. It's all snowy like this with these trees. Dwarven house. Need to learn skinning. Eventually leatherworking, but skinning at least. What does Hunter's Mark even do in Classic? Range attack power by 20. Target appears on the minimap.
What's on your mind? Safe travels.
I don't know. Probably the water.
Off with you. What's on your mind? Safe travels. Keep your feet on the ground.
Where's the hunter trainer? Is he outside? That would make sense. Makes sense if the hunter trainer was outside. Stable master. That's the warlock. Hunter. Okay. Griff Wildheart.
You got my attention.
Oh yeah, we need to find like a skinning trainer.
Well met.
Skinning. I have to go to Ironforge. Well, we need to do that because we're gonna be killing a lot of animals. Not very active today, which I kind of expected. There's not many people on, but it's Christmas Eve. I'm also not getting inundated with guild invites, which normally happens when you make a new character.
What's on your mind? How are ya? Safe travels. What's on your mind?
Go learn skinning. Do you know where the skinning trainer is? Oh, wait. This is the exact thing. Okay. I just noticed this. This is the thing you craft for the housing. It's this exact asset. That's pretty cool. How have I never noticed that before? They need to make it so you can make the anvil too. That is cool. I need a statue like this as well, preferably. Are those the only places where that Ironforge emblem is? That's crazy if so. Maybe in the king's room? What Classic did such a good job of is when you went into a new area, like the thing would be like you would immediately be like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool." All good games do that. Sometimes it still happens. Oh, there's the emblems here. So this is the one they probably copied it from. A little nicer looking. This is it right here. That's cool.
Here there.
Yep,
Nice to meet you.
sure.
Very well then.
Interesting.
Getting a knife.
You have a great day now.
Leatherworking. Alright. Now we go kill the boars. Darn fingers. Alright, we're gonna skin everything we see. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, I take that back. We might not skin everything we see. Boars, bears, wendigos. I don't really need wolves. I do need meat, though. I need to remember to keep meat for my pets. I might as well learn cooking, too. Bear. Got a hunter's mark on him. It's only ranged attack power, so hunter's mark's probably really only useful like when you're in a group. Yeah, it didn't do much. Holy goodness. Where'd that bear go? There it is. Trying to finish balance of power quest and dungeon boss didn't drop item. Now I have to wait, dig, and to try again. Balance of power. Oh, the Legion remix. Maybe. No. Yeah. That stinks. Yeah, for the hidden skin. See, I didn't have to do any of the hidden skin stuff because I already had them all for Rat. Too much damage. That stinks though that you have to wait a whole day to get it again. Or to go for it again. Dun, 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 dun. Mythic, so it's daily lockout, yeah. I don't even know what the quest is. I don't have any even frame of reference. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look it up. Oh, you have to get items from the different bosses or whatever. Actually, I did do the quest. I didn't have to do that quest, but I did do that. And yeah, you can't do it on Mythic Plus. Now I get what you're saying too. You have to do it on the actual Mythic Lockout. That's really lame that you didn't drop the item though. I remember doing that one. I'm gonna check. Speaking of Legion Remix. Oh, the Rocktar guy. He did do a little extra, but he's still not quite there. I'll pull this up. I don't think anyone really wants to bother getting their key to roll to the right thing. Rocktar tried. He got over the 20 million or whatever. He was a lot lower. Beef Affleck's still going a little bit. But I think I mostly solidified myself. I don't think people really want to bother with it. It's a pain in the butt getting your key to roll right. rank 1 Legion remixer. the rank 1 that nobody cares about because it's not that hard. Just one chunk of boar meat, we're getting really good drops. There we go.
What can I do for you? Keep your feet on the ground. See you soon.
Get me a Rhapsody Malt.
I have the finest wires in the land. Safe travel. How are you? Be good. See you soon.
We also need to learn cooking.
Hi. See you soon.
Do that.
How are ya? Watch your back.
I just got my mount too. My poor mage.
Ah, you're a tall one. Very well then.
What can I do for you? Safe travels. Be good.
Now we do Wendigos. Alright. Let's get one on every single kill. That'll be good. Oh, somebody just died here. Oh, I didn't join the death channel. I gotta do that real quick. Somebody just died over here. These big boys hit hard. Roll of protection. We got two. Reset. I don't even know about talents or hunters on classic. I want whatever like is gonna like maybe improve concussive shot, stuff like that. Got 2 again.
Health warning.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Ugh.
Health warning.
Alright.
Health warning.
We're good. We're good.
Health warning.
Get drink. I'd like to get this last thing though. There we go. Alright, let's go turn this in. I'm gonna grab a drink. Thirsty. I'm big into root beer right now. Root beer and water to try to balance it out a little bit, but not together. And in the Wendigo mains.
Talk to me. Off with you.
We'll be right back with a fresh drink. Like the stream if you haven't already liked the stream. Helps me out a lot. Even if you're just passing through. I'll be right back. Alright. The black coffee guy yourself, huh? I used to actually drink coffee when I was younger. Like, not a lot, but I don't like it anymore. I wonder if it's because I drank it because I was younger. I switch between what I like to drink. I go between, you know, I always try to drink water somewhat, just to try to be a little bit healthy. I'm not the healthiest person, but dang it, I keep pulling more wolves. But I'll switch between like the other thing I drink. I might die here. See if I can get to the road. But right now I'm in like a root beer phase. I'll go through like flavored water, occasionally like diet soda. I think I'm having tacos for dinner, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, I did. I remembered. I put stone form on my bar. Just run and press it. It gives you a little bit. It does remove bleeds. 10% more armor. Does something at least. Could save your life. I used to think it was so much more. So back in vanilla, I used to think it was so much more powerful than what it was. I was like, I remember my first character was a warrior, and I played with my real life friends who got me into the game. And I'm like, don't worry, I have stone form, and like I'd have like 3 elites hitting me, thinking that was gonna save me. Like I have stone, like I remember saying that, like I have stone form, like it was so powerful, but it's, you know, it's good, but it's not that good. What's throwing me off in this hunter is that it kind of feels like a melee character, but you never want to just pull stuff without hitting it with your gun first or your bow or whatever. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. Well, these guys are gonna kill it. Dun, 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 dun. There's somebody here to buy bullets from? Maybe not. Hunter almost feels like a warrior early before you have a pet or concussive shot. Man, it's rough. It's level 8. Better eat. Kind of sad, but could kill me. Yeah, I've only ever done it on on vanilla like once, so I forgot how terrible this is. Feels so weak. That's what I'm hoping for, because I'm just, the whole point of this character is going to be just to kind of go into dungeons and steal all the loot. Yeah, it's a lot of upkeep.
Health warning.
And I might have to bail if this misses. Okay.
Health warning.
It'd be the first time I ever died before level 10 on any character. I remember you have to do something. You have to like get different pets or something, and then you can learn how to get a forever pet or something like that. Dang, dude. You're out here doing Nax? I've still to this day never done Nax. I started vanilla too late to like get into it, and then I've never played classic all the way through. If they do a classic plus, I will, even if I don't love it, I will try really hard to play it. That way I can actually do some like end game vanilla content, because I just never have. And I assume that they'll still have the old stuff, and then they'll just add new stuff or whatever to the classic plus. Wano Gang. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's impossible to make every classic player happy, in my opinion, but we'll see how close they can get to it.
Health
We're
warning.
starting to get in danger here. Okay, we're good.
Health warning.
Hunter stinks, man. Holy crap. Yeah, that's what got me to quit SOD was the mid phases. It was, I think, the third phase is when I quit. I was playing pretty regularly until then. I wasn't doing any videos about it or anything, but I was playing SOD until that third phase, and I think I leveled up, and then I literally never. I got to the whatever the new max level was, and I never logged on again. This stuff is too hard. I might just go to. I might get to level 8 and just go to Stormwind or whatever. Nice. He's just spawned on me. Yeah, I think we just... I really would like to level up first, though. I'll get a little bit of XP from that, but not much. This one's only level 7.
That spell isn't. That's still recharging.
I really liked the discovery stuff of Sod, too. Like, so I was playing Rep Paladin. I liked... Especially, I don't know about everyone else's, but some of the stuff for finding the Rep Paladin glyphs or whatever they were, abilities, that was pretty cool. That's the biggest thing. You brought that up before. Like, I just got to get into a fun guild. So I think that's why I was having fun too, though. I was playing with my guild from retail on side, and they stopped playing at the same time. Maybe if they kept playing, I would have at least stuck out and made it to the end, to the fun part. Or if I just would have joined another guild. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hurt after this kill. If I'm a little bit short, I'll just kill lower level stuff and ding.
Recto minion. See you soon. How are you? Keep your feet on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that's kind of nice about Classic too is people who play Classic usually are like really into it. So they're like they always want to make everyone else feel welcome too. It's a little bit different than retail where a lot of people play retail just for the game, right? So like which isn't a bad thing, but it's not for like the community or for the whatever.
You got my attention.
Harry, concussive shot, that'll be good. Okay.
Back.
That. I could ironically probably do the quest now with concussive shot, but the hidden skins rabbit hole, yeah. Some of those hidden skin things are really cool. Yeah, I gotta take the train. Grab a level or so over here in Elwyn and then head back. On retail, no. They just the best thing they ever try to do is like based on like keys and stuff like that. But retail has some pretty good estimations on how many people are on retail, but it's like global too, right? So it's like not region based. But at the height of the war within, and then of course this never mind because that counts. I think it counts classic players too. I'm not sure, so I don't think there is a good way. You know, I didn't actually find this until like I didn't realize you could do this until my last character I was on, my mage. That you could jump down here and go around. I always just jumped in the water and swam for a very long time. Thanks, MDS. Thanks for hanging out. Merry Christmas if I don't see you again, man. Hope you have a good one. MDS is a real one.
How are you? See you later. See you around. Have a good one. Hey there. Safe travels.
Back to the inn real quick. My food's actually done, so I'm gonna go grab my food real quick. At least a little bit. Something to get in my stomach as it growls. Okay. BRB with a taco. wonderful taco here. Local beef. We have cheesy rice, and then lettuce and hot sauce. Let's try out our concussive shot. Do I want to start with concussive shot? I wonder what the best thing to do is. It almost made me feel like I want to start with concussive shot so they're already slowed. I feel like you got to take a couple steps for free there. You know what should have been done on a Pally ATC? What you should have been done on an all Pally ATC. That would have been a good video. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think you almost have to do it early on in the season, though. Or like as early as you can. I do think that stuff's interesting. Myself. I did an all Pally clear of Emerald Nightmare on Legion Remix and all rat clear before everyone was super powerful. Now obviously that would, who cares, right? Everyone can just solos it, but I agree that stuff's pretty cool. I like watching that stuff. I'd have to organize it early enough in the season though for people to care. That's definitely the stuff I would do if like I had, you know, just a little bit. It wouldn't have to be much bigger, but a little bit bigger following. Because then I could put together something like that real easy. Ooh, another bag. It's a lucky run. Let's get out of here real quick before I die. Things respawn fast. Man, that thing spawned on me. Set this guy. Oh. I say it every time, but you have kids, you have these wipes. Keeps your computer set up clean. Wiping down, cleaning up after every time you eat something. I don't have. There, that's why. I don't have enemy nameplates on. I was wondering how these things just keep sneaking up on me. Ooh, my first healing potion. I wonder what level Hunter has to be to kill Hogger. In theory, I should be able to hide him forever. No, he's really fast. So concussive shot would run out. So I'd have to have wing clip.
What can I do for you? See you later. See you around. Safe travels.
What quest is
Have a
this?
good one. Hello.
Oh.
Safe travels.
Greetings. Light bless you. Be careful. Light bless you. What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend. Be careful. For the Alliance.
You need something? See you later. See you around.
Probably do princess. Mate, no. I have no cleave. I mean, I could do it, but I don't really want to die. Hey Mario, how's it going, man? I died on my mage I've been playing, so I made my I'm gonna need that character that's gonna need on everything.
Good day to you. Have a good one.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate.
See you around.
Last night I was playing actually, and I tried pulling Myzoth or whatever, the ogre in STV. I was only level 48, but I'd been killing everything so easy. But I went for it, and it did not. It was almost an immediate death. It was a bad idea. Mistakes were made. Hey, man. Hey, Fuzzy. Merry Christmas to you, too, man. Thank you for that. I'll actually, now's a good time just to kind of say my plans for this week. So, tomorrow, obviously, is Christmas. So, we'll be doing our family Christmas here, and kids opening up their presents and stuff. Once they all get settled down and
everything's set up or they're all good to go, I'll probably go live tomorrow still. I could be late if that takes a while to do, which very well could happen. But I probably will go live tomorrow. And then Friday, though, that's when we have to go to a Christmas, like we have to leave the house. And so Friday, I actually will not be on. Yeah, the mage died, Fuzzy. I was doing Mise off. I tried to solo it. I was cocky. I just sold like 5 elite quests in a row, like one shot him, and I go to STV Mise off, and he just floored me. Mage is dead. 48 he was at. Yeah, it was very unfortunate. I was attached to him. I had my tailoring up really high, my skinning up really high. I just got my mount. Ugh. I was just too cocky. Do not try to solo Mizoth. Unless you're in the level 50s. Yeah, we go again. We're playing a nice, easy hunter, and the only gimmick here, I'm not going to worry about soloing everything. I'm just going to try to steal everybody's loot. He's just a loot goblin. That's what this character is. Good time for Ultra, yeah. I thought about making this character Ultra. Just to try it, but I don't know. The Ultra thing was kind of like a... I don't know. I feel like it's dying out pretty much, so... the big thing's going to be when the pre-patch goes live, everyone's probably going to be on TBC, so I'll probably do that too. And then, of course, Midnight's going to come out, and I'm going to be abruptly switching to that. Honestly, if I didn't have to go get the add-on and everything like that, I'd probably do it, but the Ultra, I just don't want to bother getting the add-on. The TBC pre-patch is in a couple weeks. Like middle of January, but I think it's like January 12th or something. Something like that. Or it's like a week before the midnight pre-patch. So that's when I would probably start leveling a character. For TBC. Maybe it's like the 13th. Something like that. 13th, yeah. So I'll probably level... excuse me. I'll probably level up a character and... I don't know if I'm going to make a Draenei or not. Because I think I am going to play Alliance again, but... I'm not sure. Wait. Something's shooting at me? My goal is going to be... Space Goat Pally. Yeah, that's kind of my plan. That's like a loose plan. My only worry is that it's going to be too crowded in the starting area to make it not fun. But that is kind of my plan.
I was doing a world tour for Mythic and Lemix, got booted out of a Mythic raid for killing the boss, locked out for the day. I never heard of such a thing during a remix. Yeah, I've had a couple of weird ones when I was still doing them in groups and stuff. Like, I had one weird one where, like, half the raid was in the raid, and the other half wasn't. But some random person that was geared just pulled the boss, and then, like, you know, people went to help him. And then we literally didn't, and it was before everyone was geared enough to, like, solo it. It was Nighthold when the first day it came out, I think. And so then I just got locked out and couldn't. We only did the first boss. I love their starting zone. Yeah, I love the Draenei starting zone too. I'm gonna take a potion here just to be safe. I just don't want to die. Yeah, the Draenei starting zone is actually really well done, in my opinion. So is the Blood Elf one, to be fair. Yeah, I played Lightforged Draenei for a long time on retail. I like them in general. Supposedly they're gonna make Koltiran be able to be paladins. I might switch to that. On retail, of course. TBC, Draenei is probably my favorite. Dwarf's probably second. Yeah, I mostly agree with that. I actually went through it the other day. I think it was actually Mario. Mario wasn't all for everyone being every race, which I get too. So I went and looked through all of them. All the race class combos or whatever. And it seems like the rule is if you're a druid, you can't be a paladin, and vice versa. That's like one of the main rules that they seem to have in place, but they already broke it on a couple things. So at this point it's like, yeah, I don't see why not. Because I have my opinions about it. Like I think some of them don't make sense, but I think they've kind of already crossed that line, you know? Like kind of like you said at this point. Yeah, Taurens, and then I think one of the orcs can be, no, not orcs. It must be Tauren. It's the Tauren, yeah. And then one of the elves, I believe, too. Some sort of, or no, it's a troll. Maybe it's the Zandalari trolls. There's another one too, but there's two instances where they can be druids and paladins. And then they also kind of try to keep shamans separate too, to some extent, except for like the main classic ones. But in my opinion, there's just enough rule breaking already that it is what it is. It's also kind of like, I don't even like that they give out spells on the classes like Bloodlust of Mages. Yeah, I mean, I get all that stuff. Like, if you want to tell me we'll go back in time and not open that bottle, I'd actually be fine with that, right? I'd be fine not opening up that bottle, but because it's already there, it's like you almost have to just keep opening it. Because I like that stuff too. It makes it feel like more like an RPG, you know, when you have like these limitations and stuff. But now the limitations feel bad because like everyone can do everything, and then the one class that can't is like, huh. That's the weird part. And like everybody can be a warrior. It's like, okay, well, why can everybody be a warrior? There should have been like limitations on that too, in my opinion. Like maybe gnomes shouldn't have been able to be warriors or something originally. And then when they added goblins, then goblins maybe. Yeah, I like all that stuff. I love all the old school RPG elements of WoW, and I wish a lot of them would have stayed in, and maybe that could be a compelling thing for Classic Plus. But for retail, we're so far past that it's just like, yeah, just open it up for everybody. I'm also a big fan of like the racials and stuff too, which is a not a popular take to have on retail. But that's my take. I like the racial abilities. I think they should be more impactful like they were in Classic. Like plus weapon skill and stuff. Like that was very impactful. And then they kind of try to do that with Covenants and Shadowlands. Right? They try to do that with Covenants and Shadowlands, and then everyone hated it, but that's because it was too impactful. It was literally like your main damage source. Like I think even in Classic, if your main damage came from your race, then people would hate it. But it's because it's like this niche thing that gives you a little extra power, or a little extra utility. But for the Covenants, it was like all of your power, and that's way different than a little bit of power. There we go. We can probably go back to Dumero now. A big reason, it's not the main reason, but a big reason why I like Dwarf is back in the day when I first started playing in vanilla, I played on a laptop, and my laptop was already like really laggy. It wasn't meant for gaming at all. Like, and so it was already really laggy and bad frames and stuff. And then whenever I would fight a rogue and it had like crippling poison on me and stuff. Like I hated it so much. So I love that Stone Form could remove poisons. Like it's such a stupid thing, but my character could barely move as it was. So when I had like crippling poison on me, I could just literally not move. Yeah. Yeah, Legion was great. It absolutely was. I was actually talking to my cousin about that last night. He was telling me how much he really enjoyed Emerald Nightmare and stuff. In retail, it's considered not to be one of the better raids because it was a little bit easy. But for anybody who's casual, it was actually pretty fun. And I was still casual in Emerald Nightmare. I didn't join the Mythic guild that I ended up being in until afterwards. But Legion was great. I would love to go back to a Legion feel, class fantasy, and all that. Let's kill a couple guys and then head back to Dummerow. Ooh, is this a rare? No. Oh, it's probably for... What is this for? I've never seen this long snout wowhead. Is that just what their boars are called here, maybe? Maybe I'm an idiot. That just might be what their boars are called. I thought it was his name. Oh, there's Hogger. We could try. I don't think level 9's smart, though. Let's not do that. Maybe did the guards kill him? Maybe I can kite him to the guards. Gonna run out of mana soon. Hopefully the guards do something. He left. I think that's for the best. In the US have a really awful courier service. So like our mail's pretty good overall. Honestly, if that's what you mean. We call it mail here if that's what you mean, and it's not bad. Oh wow. I mean that occasionally happens. But yeah, like and then we have like UPS and FedEx and stuff and but even the US mail is pretty good. At least my experience, right? Has been pretty good. Oh, these are level 10. Just realized that.
Health warning.
Oh god. Oh no! Please hit him. I almost died. That's
Health warning.
so pathetic. Yeah, here in America it's pretty good. Like I've had something lost once ever, so I don't know if that's a bad thing. Like you should never have anything lost, but I've had something lost one time. Yeah, I thought I was gonna die. Because they can thrash or whatever. I noticed that they can thrash hit me 3 times, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. Ezo Pete's. This is supposed to be a meme character. If it died before level 10, that would really suck. Back to Dunmurrow.
What can I get for you today? Safe travel.
My fiance from the Warframe merch. Plushie bits lost enchanted. Man, that sucks. Especially if it was a gift. That's very unfortunate, man. We've had one thing lost, me and my wife, and they just resent it or whatever, didn't charge us, and then it ended up showing up like a month later randomly. So we got like 2 of it. See, I've never played Warframe before. I'm not. I've not played very many games at all. If like I start going game for game, it's kind of pathetic how few games I've played. But come to think of it, what is? Let's see if I'm even thinking of the right game. I am not. Huh. I mean, it looks cool. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not very cultured in my gaming. I'm very specific about what games I play. I'm like World of Warcraft, Fallout, Fable. I usually have like one side game I play alongside WoW, just because of time, and because I like to really go all in when I play stuff. I've talked about this before, but like a lot of times in my gaming history, I've been like very competitive in whatever I'm doing. WoW is kind of the one that hasn't been super competitive because I don't think just casually getting cutting edge is competitive, but Yeah, the new Fable. I hope it's really good. I'm hoping that studio does a good job. It's the studio that makes like the Formula One racing or whatever. I hope it's good. It's my favorite. As far as like story goes, it's my favorite franchise. I really hope it's good. I love it. I've told this story already, but one summer my friend wasn't gonna be home. He was going somewhere for the summer, and he let me borrow his have his Xbox over the summer, and his games, and he had Fable, and I played it all summer long. And then I was like hooked. And then later on, as I got older, I got Fable 2, and I did not play Fable 3, but I loved Fable 4 as well. Such good games. I hope they stay true to the origins. Like it could, if they do it right, it could literally be like a really like game of the year type game because of the type of game that it is. It's like people would really appreciate it in today's world. But we'll see how they do. That would be fun to play on stream too, if it was pretty good because how much I enjoy it. I really love the gnomes or whatever from Fable 4. If you played Fable 4, you had to like find them. They were like hidden really well, but they would taunt you as you got closer to them or whatever. And like, oh, I just loved it so much. I found all of them but one naturally. I had to look up a guide to find the last one that I was missing. Oh, that's awesome, dude. My wife used to play WoW a little bit, but she doesn't like it that much. It's too grindy for her. She doesn't like that stuff. If a game gets too grindy, she doesn't want to play it anymore. They made a Disney Dreamlight Valley. It's like it's an MMO. Or it's not even MMO, but it's like built like an MMO. Because it's not multiplayer really, but it's built like an MMO is like as far as how you do stuff. And it got very grindy, so it's like even a Disney game was too grindy for her.
Interest you on a pint? What's your beck?
That's awesome, dude. Teslas. I wouldn't mind getting one day. It's really hard where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere, so but that'd be cool one day to have one or similar.
Major. Off with you.
What's on your mind? Be good.
Company car, use it for whatever, no cost. Bar charging, of course. Well, that's cool too. Having a company car in general is a cool, cool thing. Yeah, it's just kind of a neat thing. It's like a neat little perk to have. Very uncommon where I'm from, like in my exact area. It's more of like a bigger city thing in America. Or at least mid-sized city. Yeah, like the only thing that, like where my wife works, they do pay mileage, but it's like still your own car. And that's rare that she has to go anywhere. Yeah, that's also true. UK's UK's list of bitty little island. It's crazy how many of you are on there. We like to be spaced out more here. Yeah, 4 hours. I mean, that's a long time. That must be bad traffic. 4 hours. That's like you should be able to drive across your whole country in that without traffic. Like you, without traffic, you could drive all across all of Ohio in 4 hours. The state that I'm in. But we also like outside of like New York City and Los Angeles, we're really built to avoid having a lot of traffic. lots of different highways and bypasses. $180 miles, yeah. So even with no traffic at all, it'd be 3 hours minimum. That's a trek. I wouldn't like that. The farthest I ever had to drive for work was like 2 hours. And I didn't have to drive. I was passenger. I was not a fan of that even. I'm a homebody, so the further I get from home, the less good. That's not true technically. I think one time we had to drive like 4 hours, but it was different because we stayed in a hotel, so it didn't feel as bad. And drive home, I'm used to this. All right, man. Have a Merry Christmas. I might be done tonight because I'll definitely be ending on time tonight. But I'll be on tomorrow, and then I'm off Friday. But I'll see you whenever you come back in, Fuzzy. Have a Merry Christmas, man. Appreciate you. Oh my goodness, we need one more snow leopard. Absolutely, man. Hopefully they do. Yeah. We actually got to go learn the skinning too. We're already at 75. I definitely want to do that before we're done today because I will forget. I am not good at professions in Classic WoW, man. I will forget 100%.
Be good. Off with you.
Give the cask of armor shine. Okay. We could probably do. We're not going to kill any animals doing this, so. Let's try to get the frost mains done. And then return to Bellophys. And then Ironforge for skinning. That'd be the plan. Man, these things are spawning on me. I need to learn first aid as well. First aid and skinning. First aid and skinning. Potion, that's good, because we're going into a cave. I've actually got no gear, though, which is crazy on this character. How are we going to pull this? Maybe we just pull... Stop walking together. We just pull him back. Yeah. Okay, this might be an upgrade. Oh, I don't have maces. Never mind. Oh, he's about to dead zone me. Okay. Ooh, a new axe. Come on, upgrade. Yeah. Finally got something. Level 10. Get full before we fight him. Force concussive shot misses. Dodge. Crazy.
Health warning.
Another hide skinner. This is the hard one. At least concussed didn't miss. Okay. Half health before he hit me this time, instead of like 80% health. Still chonking me. I know I'm one level lower, but I don't know why I'm missing so much. See if we can open this without pulling this hide skinner. Ugh. I'm nervous. Don't walk towards me. Okay, there we go. Don't worry, the mage has got it. Or are you not casting? Now you're casting. Out, mage. Pull that. Thank you. Okay. Do they want to tell me goodbye? Come here, Rick. I love you, buddy.
Health warning.
Hi, buddy. Love you. See you in a second, or a couple minutes. My wife and kids are dropping off a present to my niece. And they are sick, so they're just literally dropping it off at their house, or else I'd be going with them. My niece and my sister and her husband are sick. That is. Ooh. Two-handed axe. I have to go train that, but that's better than anything I have. So that's another thing we have to do in Ironforge. We need to do skinning, first aid, axes. I don't know if we can afford all that, but we're going to figure it out. First aid, skinning, axes. And then tomorrow we'll ding 10 and get our pet. We'll be close to dinging 10 from this, but I think we'll be a little short. And then Saturday, it'll be enough time past Christmas. I might be able to do Dead Mines, and we can start taking everyone's loot. First aid, skinning, axes. First aid, skinning, axes. Okay.
What can I do for you? Safe travels. Great to meet you. Watch your back.
I think weapons are like 10 silver, which will be very expensive, but
No. Keep your feet on the ground. Be good.
we'll also be able to figure out like what talents we want to do tomorrow as well. Plan out our talent tree. That's fun. A Merry Christmas indeed. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. First aid skinning axes. Oh, there we go. Just jumped off. Axes. 10 silver. Ugh. But now we at least have a weapon that we need to train. So we have axes, so we need first aid skinning. Turn in this quest. The Ironforge Physician. I love the little crappy looking Christmas lights out here, man. So cool.
Great to meet you.
Okay, first aid.
Soon.
Let's do that. Beginning time. We might be able to do something with our leatherworking as well. I'm guessing you're not supposed to make light armor kits yet, but... I'm not really going to get many more scraps. So...
What's on your mind?
Well, we are not going to have enough money for our spells, but that's okay. At level 10. I think we hold off for now. Just to save ourselves a little bit there. Turn in the reports.
What's on your mind?
Hey, we did ding. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to choose my talent yet, but I do want to look at this really quick. Aspect of the hawk. That's cool. Healthier pets. Oh, this is Beast Mastery. So then you get Bestial Wrath. So I know, kind of know what Beast Wrath or Beast Mastery is about. Marksmanship. See, improved concussive shot is kind of what I want. So I wonder if we'd have to be lame and just play marksmanship. What about survival? Beasts, giants, and dragons. Okay. Humanoid. You'd probably take parry there. Improved wing clip. A melee hunter. Deterrence, that's nice. Health. Your chance movement and parrying effects. That's good. Crit, counter attack, agility, Werven Sting. Oh yeah, that's like a PvP thing. I don't know. I don't like a lot of stuff in here. I do like the improved wing clip, but marksmanship seems like the most damage for sure. Scatter shot. Like it also has good stuff too, like improved concussive shot, scatter shot. I mean, the range of your stuff, like it's just better at everything. Except for pet damage, but I might do marksman. I'll decide more tomorrow, but I might do marksman there. I'm gonna put some of my leather away. And the silver bars, I guess. Open up presents tomorrow. In game. I'll probably do retail presents on stream first. Let's put these away. Okay, I don't think we'll need that, but we'll keep it and put it away. Let's do that. Souls. Souls. Okay. Put that there. Put that there. All right. So I wanted to leave today by first of all saying Merry Christmas to everyone that's here and that was already here and came through. Very good stream today. Didn't expect this many people to come through, honestly, on Christmas Eve. So thank you to all of you and Merry Christmas to you. But also, I wanted to say in a little bit more of like an advice tone or something like that. You know, my mom and dad are both passed away. My mom for the past like 3 years, and my dad a while ago at this point. But around holidays, I always think about this, and I always want to tell people that, you know, whether it's your family, so your spouse and your kids, or it's your family you were born into, your mother, your father, your brothers and sisters, or if it's, you know, further family, your grandparents, uncles, aunts, third cousins, fifth cousins, whatever, or if it's a friend that's very much like family to you, or, you know, whatever your family is, remember to keep talking to them. Remember to, you know, stay in touch with them. Sometimes let them win. Be the bigger man or woman. And realize that you don't get that stuff back. Because eventually they will be gone. And you could find yourself to be alone. And if that's the case, that, you know, obviously, hopefully you find more friends and stuff like that. But, you know, it's hard sometimes to appreciate people when you have them. And maybe they make you mad. Maybe they're intolerant. Maybe they're bad in some way, you know, whichever way. Maybe they have different politics than you. But you only get the ones you have. And that goes for friends too. You only get the friends that you have too. Eventually you will run out. So I always like to tell people this because I do think it's important. And, you know, it's something that I think about a lot, having, you know, I'm lucky I have a wife and kids, but having lost my mother and father at a pretty young age, you know, not young, but fairly young age, to lose both your parents, you know, it's something I like to keep in mind and offer words of encouragement to others, because I know other people, you know, get arguments with their parents and, or their whatever, whoever it is. And sometimes it's better just to put that stuff away and to make amends or whatever. So I'd like to leave everybody with that. Like I said earlier in the stream, I will be live tomorrow. I could be late tomorrow because it's Christmas, and it'll just depend on, I got to get all my kids' toys set up and make sure they're having fun and everything like that. But I'll be live tomorrow at some point. Friday I will not be live because I'm leaving the house to go to a Christmas get together with my wife's family, actually. So I will be gone Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I should be back to normal. So tomorrow will be a little bit Christmassy day. We'll theory craft our talents. We will, you know, I'll probably talk a little bit about my Christmas day and stuff like that too. And we'll get our pet, but that'll be like the big thing for tomorrow. And then we'll get back to normal on Saturday. So hopefully everyone has a very Merry Christmas, a happy holiday. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope your day tomorrow is wonderful nonetheless. So I'll catch you guys later. You guys are all awesome. As always, I always like to shout out people that talk in the chat. So Fuzzy was in here. Mario, of course, was in here. We had Raymond shouting out in the chat. We had Tronlin. We had MDS, of course. Thank you all guys for chatting it up and keeping me company during this time, as always. As I said, I'm absolutely blessed to start streaming and have people to talk to right away, because most people don't. So thank you guys so much for that. I am very lucky to have that. So I'll catch you guys, anybody who wants to come by tomorrow, and if not, I will see you next time. Bye.